Yeah, looks like they back for a fifth season, man.
Who that?
Sports Roundtable.
Who?
SRT Crew.
Whoa.
SRT. They got that realness flowing in they DNA. Damn you lame if you ain't tuned to SRT today. HO got that payload when he say so. What you betting on? Don't get mad at me on fantasy. Break up Kyrie LeBron. I be smooth as sports superhero Hancock in the mix. Deal with roll tide forever. Real talk, you know who he gon' pick. See where I be with SRT. Behind the glass, that G Money. They win strong. I never lose. 6-man elite. That's J Smooth.
All you other sports radio shows is fake news. Believe that. Turn up your radios, cause it's time for SRT Radio. Yeah.
What up? It's Sports Roundtable, and we are live in our virtual studios overlooking the digital world. Yes, sir. Happy SRT Wednesday. I am your humble host, HO from Bankhead. And my usual suspects are here with me as we have show number 445 tonight. 445. Yes, sir. If you're into the Cash 3, go ahead and play the Cash 3 and make sure you break us off a little something if it happens to come. But episode 445 is tonight for SRT. So we pretty good ways from 500, and we're going to have to celebrate 500. And you already know where we're going to celebrate at, right? The Big Easy Grill. Got to have show 500 at the Big Easy Grill. So, yes, sir. All right, my usual suspects with me. You can catch them on Monday or Tuesday. DNA Sports. They had your question on Family Feud the other day. I was just looking at it. Name the most famous color as a last name.
Brown.
Somebody said brown, but they said black. Black took him over and won the money for him, but
oh man, I about to say probably
nobody said brown though. I'm like, somebody said
probably
green. The first person said green. It was the money. It was the money.
The money round. Yeah, I would assume white, black, brown. You mentioned green. That's about it.
Yeah,
I can't think of nobody, no other last name with a color.
But you.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
But your Brown has the most famous people.
Yeah. It's James Brown, Bobby Brown, Chris Brown, then Asa Brown. You know what I mean? So that's how I go.
That's what's up. What up, Dez? What's happening? All right, down at the bottom. His first place Steelers are in first place. And Coach, you get a chance to brag about it. You can catch them on Saturday morning, 10:30 to 12:30, or whenever they get tired. Ladies and gentlemen, the fifth for the sixth grade spelling bee champion, Mr. Coach is in the building. What's going on, Coach?
Hello. I'm on a strike. I refuse to do any kind of shaving until my Steelers win.
Well, you know, No Shave November coming up pretty soon, so you might want to go ahead and shave it and wait till November.
You might want to add USC to that. USC to that too.
You see, HO, I come on the show real nice. You see what happens right now. You can't blame me. That's all right. It's all good. See?
If I'm having a bad season, you gonna have a bad season.
Hey, USC is tied for second place in the Big Ten. So I ain't worried. They right there. They ain't going nowhere yet. Because whoever did the top 25 had Michigan ahead of them. I'm like, so that must mean somebody's drunk because they beat Michigan and got the same record as Michigan. So how are they behind Michigan? And they lost to a good two ranked team Illinois and Notre Dame. And you know, I didn't want old what's his name to lose. Freeman. I like Freeman. So I didn't want him to eliminate him. He's still in there. And that doggone Jeremiah Love is a grown man playing football, so I can't talk about him. I do have USC in the busters today because I got one person that I need to talk to.
Don't be too bad. Don't be too bad on it because in basketball they just secured some big old 7-footers.
That's all right. One person ain't gonna like what I gotta say. That's all right. I got it coming up. Mm-hmm.
All right. With that being said, I guess I gotta pull up my
your itinerary.
Yeah, my notes. Yeah, I didn't even pull it up. I was so anxious to get on the show.
You got CFVP, college football recap.
Yeah.
And most surprising college football thus far. And then college basketball, point number 3. I got you. I'm here for you.
Okay, there it is, right there. Let me download this thing. They got Smitty coming on here. 7:45. To talk about how in much of a disarray this city is in with this pro football team that we have here.
Smitty.
Yeah, so but Coach, yeah, you got your twins, the 7-foot twin committed to USC, so you should be happy. You got the Steelers in first place, so how can you should have the shank put up right now?
It's sitting here looking at me. You know, it'll be out soon because something gonna happen that's gonna cause it to make an appearance.
NBA basketball is back. I'm pretty sure you guys saw the thrilling game last night. My question is to you now is, how did you like the NBA back on NBC?
As long as they did the opening, I'm fine. As long as they did the opening, that's all I need to see.
Yeah. They did right. I enjoy. Hey, listen. They're not slick. They did what 2-hour long interview with Jordan, which they probably gonna do 10-minute slips for the next month. You know.
Yeah.
Until the season get into a rhythm, they could probably let those ring out every week or whatever. And then it helped. They had 2 decent games, right? The Warriors and Lakers weren't a bad game, and the Oklahoma and Houston, which is probably could be your Western Conference Finals, went into overtime with a 1-point, win going toward the Thunder. So, not a bad opening night for the league.
Mm-hmm.
I'm interested to see how good the commentators are going to be on Prime. That's what I'm interested in. How that team works out. But for the first night debut, everything looked good.
Do you think that this would be the most revenue that the NBA would generate in 1 year with the TV contract, the streaming services, and all the celebrities they got calling the games? Do you think people will put out and generate this kind of revenue? Because a lot of people will pay tickets to go to the game, but they also going to meet possibly their favorite athletes and basketball players as well.
I think this year is going to work for them in that aspect, is because I think you have about 5 to 10 guys who probably this will probably be their last hoorah. You know, as far as the old superstars giving way to the the new prime superstars. So
Will
like your
LeBron James
Westbrook,
be one of them?
I think so. It's interesting. I don't know what I mean. Obviously, I thought he was going to make an announcement a week ago or 2 weeks ago, but he was doing something for Hennessy.
Yeah,
I
that was a trick. That one.
yeah. I before I get to LeBron, before I answer LeBron question, we probably know Westbrook is going to be out the door. Um, if this is not, this is no shot at West. I know that's your guy, coach, but this is no shot at Westbrook. It's probably going to be Westbrook's last year. It's probably going to be, if not Curry's last year, next to the last year. We're going to watch. This is probably Durant's last real productive year. There's a couple other people who can't come to mind right now, but you're going to see those guys kind of make their way out the door, right? So for those who can't maybe catch a game and go to the game, we're going to tune in on TV as much as possible. So to answer that question, Ho, I would lean toward yes. LeBron's the joker in all of this, right? I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how he comes when he does get to play, to see how long it takes him to get into a real rhythm. Because he might not. There's a real chance he might not get into. He might. I'm not saying LeBron's going to fall off, right, and all of a sudden become washed. That's not what I'm saying. But I feel like this might be a real season where him averaging 25, it might be a struggle for him to average 20. You get what I'm saying? Like we really might see the loss of production from one year to the next year, like last year to this year. And if we see that, then it's about whether or not he has the pride to hang it up. So,
Yeah,
that's yet to be seen. That's just yet to be seen. To me, him having the rest and for what he has and from what I've heard, what people, what they've talked about or whatever, it's not a, even when he comes back, it's going to be like a week to week scenario, possibly for him. So,
Coach, what you got on that? Cuz say he making money in Covington, waiting on Heritage High School, but he's still tuning in to the SRT. Maybe we need to invest into an app so people can click on the app and listen to it without using up their phone service.
Yeah.
I'll tell you something. I'll tell you something off air.
Okay. Coach, you done said your piece about the NBA. You just, as long as they played the opening, you good with that?
That's all I need to hear. The opening of the old school opening. And when I saw that, I said, okay.
How about the TNT guys, NBA on ESPN now?
They already done start cussing. Yeah, they already started cussing. They ain't waiting no time. They like, whatever, we ain't even change nothing. We back at Studio J here in Atlanta. They said, hey, we back. So y'all deal with it. Sponsored by Popeyes now, so that's gonna be interesting all year. They're gonna throw that in front of everybody. And then Mickey Mouse tempted Chuck. I mean, Chuck done lost weight, but then Mickey Mouse is gonna bring out a whole tray of Krispy Kreme donuts. And Chuck looked at it like, see what y'all trying to do to me? He said, I'm trying to get slim, stay slim, and y'all trying to pull out the doggone Krispy Kreme organized tray too. It looked all nice and neat. He know he's about to get one. He can help it. He know he's about to get one before they cut the commercial.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to switch to the Hawks game in a minute because my TV got stuck on the Knicks in the Cavaliers game.
Tell you what, if every game, which it won't, but if all the big games like the Thunder and the Rockets, boy, it's gonna be an interesting season for basketball. Because they already opened up with a classic.
Hey, Coach, I'm gonna agree with you there. So remember last week, HO, you had asked a question about in the NFL, do you like this parity or do you want to see dominant teams or whatever? My answer to that was no. I want to see some dominant teams. But in basketball and the NBA, it might be good for them to have some parity across the, you know what I mean, across the league this season, going into next, where OKC probably is the favorite, but then I don't see them maybe coming out and winning the first 15 or 16 games, and they just be head and shoulders above everybody else. I think in basketball and the NBA in particular, I think it might work out for them that way. To what Coach just said, if you start having games like we had this, for opening night throughout the season, that'll benefit them.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
And then again, especially with some of the old guards might be on their way out the door as well. So
did Houston, who showed you more last night, Houston or OKC? Did Houston show that they can be a contender, or did OKC show you that they trying to go back to back?
Ty.
Yeah, I'm with you, Coach. Like I said, we might be watching. We might have watched the Western Conference Finals.
Good point.
Yeah, I said it.
Yeah, that's a great point. Now,
don't give Ace credit for my points. No, you don't get no credit.
I said
Be quiet, Ace. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Just say yes, sir, and keep moving.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Thank you. No, don't get out of there, because my friend is laying there right there. He ain't coming out. He gonna be chill. He's not out this road. Yes, sir. Mr. McLaren, I am gonna try to be nice. Let's see how Asa try to pull it out of me after my road weekend. The only thing saved you, Asa. The fact that my college team won homecoming. That was all. They supposed to win homecoming, so that wasn't much. So.
Yeah, you had a rough weekend, football wise.
All right, with that being said, fellas, let's go ahead and jump into some hot news. And the hot news sponsored by, you already know, Big Easy Grill, 1193 Collier Road. Big Easy Grill, the best Louisiana seafood in town. It is called Atlanta's best kept secret. Big Easy Grill, 1193 Collier Road, where you can get shrimp, crab claws, seafood pasta, red beans and rice, catfish nuggets, beignets, and much, much more. Just go to Big Easy Grill. Make sure you mention SRT or Sports Roundtable. Go ahead and get your 10% off any meals, $25 or more. All right, with that being said, fella, let's go ahead and jump into it. College football recap. Good, bad, and the ugly. All right, Mr. Ace, it's on you, my man.
The good was seeing Georgia Tech go 7-0, and that's my last that's my last black horse since South Carolina fell off. The bad, and actually, yeah, the bad was Miami losing to Louisville, and it probably could be an ugly for some folks, but I'm gonna go bad, and them losing was strictly on Beck's shoulders. And then the ugly, Coach, I'm not picking on you, Coach. I'm not picking on you. I promise. I'm not picking on you. But USC had one job, just like Georgia had one job a couple of weeks ago. Beat Alabama and they out the playoffs. Beat Notre Dame and they out the playoffs. And USC did not do it.
Hey, HO, did you see that? Don't people always say I'm not picking on you before they do it?
Well, there's a note for you in the chat, Coach.
Now I have to be nice. I'm looking at it. I have to be nice now. I see that smile right there. I gotta bring it down. God dog it.
You had the world, the football world was on USC's. We were pulling for you. Everybody was pulling for USC to beat Notre Dame, and it just didn't happen. Just like everybody was pulling for Georgia to beat Alabama, and it did not happen.
I wasn't pulling for Georgia to beat Alabama.
You part of the 1%, but the other 99 were.
All right, Coach. Good, bad, ugly. What's your college football recap for the week?
The good was looking at Carson Beck. No, I take that back. The good was Alabama Birmingham with Chris Mortensen's son getting his first victory as the interim coach, and they showered him with some water. And I know he was teary-eyed thinking about his dad and how proud his dad would be of him. I give him props on that. That was a good, like the folks say on TV. That was one of them old chicken skin moments that you just gonna bring tears to your eyes if you just look at it. The bad, Carson Beck, people have been giving you too much credit, but I see you showed them who you are against a team that could actually play some good defense against you with your 4 interceptions. I mean, Miami not out of it by a long shot. They're going to make playoffs, but that high ranking is going to fall off, and they'll be still in the top 10. And the ugly for college football is Brian Kelly. Anytime he involved in any kind of loss,
I forgot about them. Good.
Brian Kelly, he's a joke. He's still a joke.
Yeah, Vanderbilt beat them handily too.
He don't need to be on the hot seat. He need to be on the flaming hot seat, like hot Cheetos or something.
Yeah, that was pretty bad for them, for sure. Okay, actually, I got Vanderbilt as my good for making the SEC as relevant as and deep as always.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they look good.
The bad I have LSU as my bad. They doing what they normally would do. I think, Coach, you was waiting on this particular.
Yes.
They got Texas A&M this week, right?
Yeah, it's gonna get worse. It'll get worse.
I agree. And the ugly is what took so long for Florida to actually fire Billy Napier.
Yeah.
What took so long for them to fire Billy Napier is my ugly. It took too long for them to fire Billy Napier. He should have been gone weeks ago when they lost to South Florida.
Yeah. They let him hang around.
So now, since Ole Miss lose to Georgia, I think Lane Kiffin may be boasting The rumors Lane Kiffin will boat to Florida. Now, Todd McShay called it out.
So you think Lane gonna do good when we leave and go to Florida?
Dad said he was doing an outstanding job. They should have let him go. Coach the cartel party.
Yeah, he gets
Yeah.
Nope. Uh-oh.
Is that Ace making that noise?
Yeah, he trying to tell things.
Yeah, I hear. I think his microphone went out or something. But I think he's back. The microphone working. But yeah, I think if you look at what Lane Kiffin did with Trinidad Chambers, what do you think he can do with DJ Lagway?
Chambliss is a good ball player, a good young boy, and they were telling me he had never faced a crowd like that before, but you know it didn't seem that bothering him. He seen him play, and well, he just ran out of gas down the stretch though. They were rolling, he just ran out of gas, couldn't finish, and the defense couldn't stop Georgia, but they were hanging with him. So
yeah, they were. Hmm. So who do you have for your next Florida coach? If you had to choose somebody.
I don't know why people keep putting up names like Urban Meyer and Jimbo Fisher and those guys. No, those guys are not coming back to do any serious coaching. I think it's gonna be one of the mid-major guys that's playing that has a good team and can build on being in the SEC with Florida. It's gonna be a mid-major guy.
But you do agree it needs to be an offensive guy, though, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, that my man is. You back, Asa? You on mute right now?
Yeah, I'm back. Yeah, I don't know what something's going on with my volume. I couldn't hear nothing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we was talking about the next Florida coach. Todd McShay seems to think that Lane Kiffin is the front runner, especially since
I heard that, but I don't know. You know, it's kind of weird. Lane Kiffin be jumping around the SEC. It almost feel like, you know, in the NFL, you hire the same guy from the same division. I just don't understand sometimes why he gets to jump around in the SEC. I don't know. It seems like whenever the roads get bumpy for him, he jumps ship. So I don't know what Florida's going to do.
The question was, or the comment was with Todd McShay, if Lane Kiffin can do with Trinidad Chambers, what do you think he can do with a DJ Lagway, who has a great amount of talent?
Well, you know what? You just answered my question on why he keeps on getting jobs in the SEC. He does make quarterbacks look decent. So
you know, he had Jackson Dart as well.
Yep.
So
if they think that's the answer, yeah.
Yeah, he does jump around the nation. He sure does. Couldn't do it at USC, coward.
Indiana, Dad brought up a good point. The Indiana coach just got paid. He says, how long do y'all think Indiana's coach will be able to turn down the money and go somewhere else? Okay. Well, he got a real big bag, $11 million a year. That is nothing to snooze.
He better stay at Indiana.
Yeah, I think I would stay at Indiana too.
Yeah, I think he go be at Indiana. Yeah, especially if he's built his roots there. So yeah.
And
how much money do you? How much money would you actually want? If you're making 11 million now, then what's the next big bag? 15?
Yeah.
I think the key with him is
Cuz
I
say
think the
again
key
3 years and then he out.
3
shooting
years.
in 3 years he probably retire. That's what I'm about to say. I think because of him, he's an older guy. I don't see him, quote unquote, chasing the bag.
Mm-hmm.
So
Let me
if he
y'all keep talking. I'm finna flip my TV to the Hawks game real quick.
if he can make get Indiana to a, I'm not saying to a championship game, but if he gets Indiana to a semifinal game, let's just say he gets Indiana to a championship game. I mean, he's gonna go down as the greatest Indiana football coach ever, right? So,
Yeah.
the expectations for him is so much lower there in Indiana. You only need to do a few years of 9-4, 10-1, however it is. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't see him chasing the bag, going to a high pressure, a higher pressure school who, from day one looking for you to
Dez got a
yeah.
good point. If Indiana can break out that kind of money, somebody else got even more. And he right.
Oh yeah, they got it. But like I said, I think for him, he an older cat. I think he's good.
Hey, Coach, look who joined us tonight.
Redrick is in the house. He's in the house.
Yeah. What's up, Red? What's happening?
Oh, and HO, you can tell him too. HO, you could.
I'm not sure if Indiana ever had a good team. Last year.
And him getting 11 million. So you got to understand too what the market is for. And I understand what Cuz saying about somebody can give him more, but you got to understand what the market is for these more traditional basketball schools than football schools. So like North Carolina only gave Bill Belichick 10 million.
Yeah.
And you would think for a name like Bill Belichick, maybe the starting price might have been 15 or 20 million. They only gave him 10. So for him to get 11 at Indiana, I think, you got to, their return on investment is sweet right now for the last 2 years and maybe going into next year. That 11 million, they making that hand over fist now with ticket sales and
Oh yeah.
Apparel and all that kind of stuff.
Hey, before we move on, I left out a baller, an honorable mention baller, Deion Sanders. Deion Sanders, I'm not sure if y'all heard, but Deion Sanders had a transfer portal game in his bye week, which is this week. All the guys, all the non-starters will play against the non-starters to see if they're actually going to be able to stick around, or they're going to actually need to jump in the transfer portal immediately. And I can see this trend going around in college football in the bye week because he called it a transfer portal game. Well, no starters will play. Only third and fourth stringers will play against each other. And it'd be like a real game at their home stadium, cheerleaders, the whole shebang, officials and all. They get the whole football experience. So shout out to Deion for always starting a new trend.
But won't that weaken your team for the current year?
Well, it also gives him an opportunity to see what he hadn't probably seen in practice. Give people a chance to move the depth chart.
What's the gold and black game you plays then? Like, everybody plays that for?
That's just the spring game. That's for the people to come and season ticket holders to see what they got. That's what that is. Plus, all of the starters will play in that game. But in this transfer portal game, no starters will play.
I gotta think about that one. I feel like you weakening your team for the short term though.
I don't know. Find you a diamond in the rough.
Yeah, you can find you something that you ain't seen before. You know, some people perform better.
Oh yeah, okay. So they move up in the depth chart, but then why would you want to send some guys out the door and lose your depth for the rest of the season? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah. That is in this situation, he won't have to ask nobody to leave. They'll know on their own that maybe I don't need to be here. Maybe I don't belong here.
I think they would know. I think they would know that by the time they get to that game. You know what I mean? I would feel. Hey, I'm not going. Listen, I'm not going to knock it because, to your point, you got to think outside the box. You got to think a little quicker, right, with your roster, because basically you got to think now. This is. I mean, college football has probably always been this way, but now you got to think of it as a semi-pro league, right?
You're also looking at the guys who could be there next year that can actually move up. If you're on the third string now, you could possibly start next year. You know, because you remember you got to re-recruit all of your players.
And I guess that's where well, you know, hey, let me think about that. I get it. I'll go with thinking outside the box on how you need to maintain your team. And I got to see how the portal works as well, as far as when you can get in the portal and out of the portal and all that kind of stuff. There's some things there that I'm not 100% knowledgeable about.
Yeah, he'll never come up with a shank game. So you know, hey, if he had that, it's a way that'll weed him out. So, you know, the ones you feel like you have to cut. That's simple. Make it simple.
All right, real quick before Smitty come on, college basketball is about to start. Preseason has started. What are y'all looking forward to in college basketball this year? Coach, I'm gonna start with you since you're at the top now.
Just for they got to do a lot to market the college basketball because the interest is fading fast. It's not a destination watch with people watching basketball. They're not really paying any attention to college basketball as much as they should because there are no. I ain't gonna say superstar players. They're out there, but no team that seems like you want to watch. Some will get rivalries just because they're rivalries, but it's not it's just losing interest. Women's basketball has overlapped men's basketball. So for the right now, but that of course that's transfer portal kind of stuff, but still they got to pick. Oh Lord. Just when I was feeling good, I see that pop across the screen. Okay. All right. Yeah. Just market the game and make the matchup better. It's a ain't no preseason game. Just put the hype on the games.
Exhibition games is what they call them.
I guess so. And don't show
Duke had one last night, an exhibition game.
What, Midnight Madness?
No, Midnight Madness been gone. But there was an exhibition game. They played UCF last night called the Brotherhood game.
Yeah, I think that's when they need to play.
A former Duke coach brings his team to Cameron to play against the Blue Devils.
Yeah, they need to play Duke games at midnight. But anyway, they're moving on.
And by the way, Carlos Boozer had 33-12 in his Duke debut.
You know what? Woo! Look at the time. Let's see what we got. What we got coming up next?
And AJ DeBasta for BYU, he had 30-9 against Nebraska in the preseason in exhibition game.
That's a dangerous kid, man. Let the tanking begin, baby. Somebody tanking for that. I don't care what they say. Somebody gonna be tanking for that boy. Just to get the ball.
What you got college basketball?
I'm kind of with Coach a little bit on that as well. And the other thing is, though, I have not paid as much attention to the men's basketball as I used to. And to Coach's point, I've gotten more into the women's college basketball. They just seem to have the more recently anyway, have had the more coaches that catch your eye as far as personalities. They've had the more players recently that have caught your attention more than the men have overall. And so I don't know if it's a marketing thing. I don't know. I know we talked about this a couple of years ago, and I think it was what's my man's name who come on the show, D. Will, you know, had his opinion about it. But my opinion was I just felt like for me, over the years, when they were one and done and going to the NBA is where I lost most of my interest in the men's college basketball up until right around March Madness. So like anything else you do in life, once you stop doing whatever it is, it's hard to get back into that same rhythm, right? And so I just, over the years, I just have not put the emphasis into men's college basketball that I used to. And over the years too, this goes back to your question last week, H.O. When's the last time we've had a villain team? When's the last time we've had a team in men's basketball that everybody wanted to see win or lose? Like somebody on a third, somebody's about to go undefeated. I mean, maybe Houston was that for a couple of seasons. They had a team that seemed to be real good, but they weren't a villain. You know what I mean? You get what I'm saying? So
ride up Chapel Road, you'll find a villain.
Well, I just about to say, listen, when as much as people didn't like Coach K, people like to see Coach K lose, right? You know what I mean? They like to see Duke lose. North Carolina hasn't had a head coach in a long time since Roy's gone that we want to see win or lose. I don't like what's his name? Who's their coach in North Carolina? Davis. Ain't nothing about him. Ain't nothing about him that sparks the sports world. Ain't nothing about Duke's coach that they got now that sparks that's why I said women's college basketball, they have the head coaches that make you want to go in there and see somebody win or lose. And they've had some players or whatever. The men haven't had that in a while. I guess the closest thing for me that I want to see somebody lose is UConn's head coach. I can't stand Hurley, right? So I would love to see him lose. But outside of Hurley, there's not a coach in the men's basketball that I'm just like, I can't stand or I want to see that program fail because of him or, whatever. That's not the case for me anyway in men's basketball right now.
All right, look like Kristaps Porzingis is starting at the 5 tonight.
Crispy. Oh, crispy.
KP.
Yep.
Let's go Hawks.
He take the first shot of the season and miss. Yeah.
Hey, stop putting that bad energy out there,
transition. Well, I'm giving you what I just saw. Toronto with a turnover. They doubling Trae Young already. With that being said, we're going to transition, guys, into something that we got to talk about. We're going to have to talk about it. We got to talk about it. And, Coach, I know you not much on this, but we have to talk about these dirty birds. And who's better to talk about these dirty birds than my main man? Antoine Smitty Smith is in the building. Smitty Smith, what's going on, bro? How you doing there, sir?
Hey, what's going on, family? How y'all doing?
Smitty.
All is good. Yes, sir.
Antoine Jerome Smith.
Coach that gave me a new nickname, a new middle name. I mean,
I try to get it right. I try to get everything. I'm reading everything. You got that right there at the bottom at Slim Boy Fat. Yeah, I got you. I'm ready.
Yeah.
Oh man!
All right, Smitty, let's jump right into it, man. The Falcons had a rough time in San Francisco on prime time last Sunday. Was this game worse than the Carolina game, in your opinion?
Oh no! Carolina was a wake-up call, and this was a reminder. This is a game that you should have won. Just couldn't get right. Poor execution. Even on the last drive when they only had 10 men on the field, it's a learning experience. And I'm telling y'all, man, Zach Robinson, he's about as young as wet behind the ears as Michael Penix. So it's the blind leading the blind at this point. What's up, Z? Yeah, man. Yeah. But it'll get better, hopefully. Hopefully it'll get better.
Yeah.
All right, so Raheem had a press conference today. And this should have been in my buster. He said that you have to do what's best for the team. Well, why is Zach Robinson still calling plays?
Hey, Cho, that's exactly what I said. Why is Zach Robinson still here there?
So you heard the same thing I heard.
Yeah, I heard the same thing you said. I heard the same thing you heard. But what I really heard is in some ways I'm kind of confused as to what I'm doing. Because y'all got to remember he was a head coach at 32 years old, one of the youngest to ever, be named a head coach. And he told us coming in that, he picked up a little bit of here, a little bit of there from places he had done been, but it's not showing on the football field. You were just on a Super Bowl caliber team a couple of years ago. So if you learned something from that experience, why not bring it, why not try to teach what you learned there to bring that type of atmosphere to Atlanta? So, I mean, somewhere he's kind of lost in his own mind, and I'm telling y'all, his ego is going to be his downfall.
Some people are not meant to be a head coach.
Absolutely, 200%.
I agree. So, Smitty, I'm just going to do it this way. He's 32-50 as a head coach.
Yep.
And he said that he's going to do what's best for the team. He can't fire himself. Does Arthur Blank know what his career coaching record is, and does Terry know?
Absolutely. All of them know. But I'm going to take it back to when we had this conversation about 8 months ago, H.O. You remember when I said, what did he do in his time as interim head coach after they fired Dan Quinn to put in your mind that he could lead this team? What did he do? He was 4-7. Yeah, it's true that, that was another man's roster. But the GM just handed you a championship caliber roster and you fumbling it. And you won't get another chance. Trust me, you won't. With a roster this good and you can't make this team relevant, oh, no, you won't get another chance. And like I said before, man, look, what did he show you the first time around that as an interim coach that he can do the job and get the job done? He didn't show me nothing.
All right, let's get to Ray McCloud. I think, man, we texted about this, but Ray McCloud got released. What are you hearing? I know Ross said that in the press conference is not something that he's at will to talk about because he don't talk about team or locker room stuff in public is basically what I took from it. But he said that it was performance based.
No, I just put a video out on that. And I said,
But I'm like, if it's performance based, then
why your
go
offensive
ahead.
coordinator? Yeah, and I just put out a video and I said it was some, you know what? And think about it, man. If it was performance, now think about this, and this is why Ray was mad, and this is what I heard, and this is what I know from just looking and insight. If you have a coach, one of the best wide receiver coaches in the league, who I've heard from many, that he's a very good wide receiver coach, and he was the scapegoat, and we know that. If you're a player up under that coach, and he's helped you get to the best season of your career at 66, I think he had 64 catches, over 600 yards and a touchdown last year. Before he got here, he had never done that, and then close to that. So if somebody put you in a position to get better and you see them get fired in the wrong manner, which I think it was, of course, as a player, you're going to feel some kind of way. Because look at Darnell Mooney. I'm sure he had something to say. And if all this turmoil is going on in the locker room right now, it's going to come to the surface sooner or later. And guess who's going to get kicked out? It's going to be the head guy. So if all this going on, that lets you know it's something going on behind the scenes that we can't see. But slowly it's coming to the surface, and that's going to be a problem. And if we have to start back over again, Terry going, like I told y'all, he not going to get a fair shake, even though he done put together a great team. But at the end of the day, when you hire your friends and sometimes they can throw you off track, that's exactly what done happen, because there ain't no way in the world I would have hired 2 first-year coordinators on offense and defense with all this young talent. It just doesn't make sense.
Who's our starting quarterback this Sunday?
Micah Penix. He already said he good to go. And I believe in him. You got to stick with him. I mean, through thick and thin, you gave Kurt a contract.
I thought he said he was hurt.
Nah, he said he good to go. He had a bone bruise. He can move around. So yeah, he said, heck yeah, he good to go, man. And look, I'm telling you, I know I've been seeing people say, well, Kirk Cousins get back on the right track. He probably can get you back on the right track. But you invested in that first round pick. So now that he's taking, the starting position, you got to stick with the growing pains, man.
And you're playing the Dolphins.
Exactly. And this could be the perfect game to catapult his confidence, catapult his numbers, and get this team on the right track. And this could be a momentum boost for this team after a game like they had last week.
Diablo, if he has a fractured forearm, why is he day-to-day?
They said today he's probably going on IR, which I expected, because as I reported after the game that I myself having a Liz Frank fracture in my foot, it took about 6 to 8 weeks to heal fully. So I think he's going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, and to be honest, injury reserve is actually 4 weeks. And I think it'll probably be a week or two after that. Now, he can come back with a soft cast on his arm, but I wouldn't risk it. They're just probably going to have to go out and, find, a middle linebacker out of free agency. Or they may use Josh Woods. Josh Woods, the middle linebacker they got via free agency, who's a spot starter. But you also can see Jalen Walker. He's an off-ball linebacker, so he can play a little middle linebacker. So, they're just going to have to work with what they got and, have to figure it out, because I don't see Troy Anderson coming back no time soon. And I've been on record as saying Troy Anderson, to me, is probably one step into retirement.
I saw your video about the linebacker out of Arizona.
Yeah, he's in Kazir White. He's actually with Tennessee right now. He's on their practice squad, so the Falcons pluck him. It won't be of no charge. It'll probably be the vet minimum forever. How long? He's been in the league 8 years. So whatever the pay scale is after 8 years, that's what they'll have to pay him.
Do you think that'll be a good move, you say, huh?
Absolutely.
They want to give up anything, just
he's actually cut from the same cloth as Divine Diablo. He's a former safety. He played safety at junior college. I think it was called Lackawanna College. Then he transferred to West Virginia, where he played He played a rover type back where it's a safety linebacker hybrid. So, it's pretty much the same skill set as Divine Diablo. So that's why I feel like he would be a good fit. And they can move him around the field if need be. And he can cover. So we need a cover linebacker to cover tight ends and running backs. He can do that.
If Billy Bowman is healthy, do you think he can move up to play that linebacker spot?
Nah, he's a physical freak, but as far as playing linebacker, I don't think he can do it. One person that possibly could do it is possibly Xavier Watts, because he played linebacker at Notre Dame. He actually played wide receiver, safety, and linebacker at Notre Dame. So if somebody can do it, it's probably be Xavier Watts. And you can see a lot of 3 safety sets against Miami.
Mm-hmm. The
Ray
mistakes
in New
we
York.
keep having.
Yeah, he in New York. He got signed by the Giants today. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that. The football 101 mistakes: delay of the game, 10 minutes on the field, 12 minutes on the field. Zach Robinson is on the sideline. Why are we continuously having these issues that are football 101 issues?
I'm gonna give you my honest opinion. My opinion, I think that Oklahoma State thing is becoming a distraction, and because as long as he's been here over a year now. Some things you should have worked the bud. You should have kinked out already. Clock management is still bad. 10 men on the field, that's plenty of people's fault. That's the Mike linebacker fault. That's the offensive coordinator fault. That's the head coach fault. Every time they go on the field, they're supposed to count the players as they go on the field. I mean, this football 101. And if you make a simple mistakes like that, that lets me know you're not focused. And when Christian McCaffrey made that catch, he ran right into the spot where nobody was, where somebody was supposed to be, and made that catch, to get the first down. And after that, they scored. So, it's just simple mistakes, man. Clock management, 10 seconds, that was a runoff. Yeah, dead. That's all it is. Unprepared. At point blank. Yeah. Not preparing properly.
Now, I'm not a rule expert, Smitty, but I know for sure the last touchdown Christian McCaffrey scored with his lineman pulling him in should have been a 10-yard.
That was a unnecessary, not unnecessary.
Unsportsmanlike.
Unsportsmanlike. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
not necessarily. I'm not sure if it would have helped Atlanta, but you can't do that.
I don't think it will, because the way Christian McCaffrey ran it, he probably would have scored anyway. I mean, they were worn down at that point. Yeah, 200 yards.
That should have been a penalty, 10 yards, march off 10 yards, and third down coming up.
Correct.
Boy, we can't catch a break. What do you expect to see now in Sunday's game against a defense that is okay? Not good, not great, but okay.
They got to get back to what they do the best, and I tell y'all this damn near every week. You got to get back to running the football and keep your defense off the field, because they've been carrying you the last 2-3 weeks, and you keep fumbling. So if the offense can't get it together and the defense is going to be on the field all the time, by the time we get to week 13, 14, the defense is going to be done ran its course. It's going to be tired. So you got to get back to running the football. And I know Bijan is a big part of this offense, but scheme to where other players get involved. Scheme to where Drake London, Kyle Pitts, Tyler Algier, to where they, get the football in their hands, because the only way you're going to succeed in this league is spread the football around to anybody that you can. Now, Bijan, if he keeps on the pace that he's going, his body is going to give out before the season. We could see an injury, and I hate to say that, but that's just, the way the human body is set up. You just can't take a pounding like that. 300, 400, 500 carries in the season. He can't. And he's catching the ball at the backfield, so he's getting hit, double time. So yeah, get back to run the football and use Tyler Algier more. Put a tight end back there to help block, man. That pistol offense, I understand why they do it, but at the same time, you got to be creative and throw the defense off. You got to.
I agree.
And if you don't do it, it's just gonna continue to be the same song. And I'm telling y'all right now, y'all heard it here first. You're gonna hear rumblings of Raheem Morris getting fired if they lose this game. Remember last year in New Orleans when we went into that game with 3 straight wins and they lost 7 straight? I said that would be a game-changing game, and it was. They went downhill from there. And if you see that 2 years in a row, it's no reason to keep Raheem around. There's no reason.
Yeah. Now, speaking of
So you're
Tyler
saying-
Algier,
you-
he was
you're
on the
saying that's the-
injury report list. Is he good to go for this week, or how do
Who
we
you-
how we look?
Who you
Tyler
say?
Algier.
Oh,
Tyler
yeah, he's
Algier.
good
He
to go.
was-
He's good to go. He's good to go.
All right, so what you got?
Oh, I know. I was gonna say this the get fired bowl.
I mean, if they want to, they can leave Mike McDaniel here and just let Zach Robinson catch a plane to wherever he's going. If you want me to be honest about it.
I'm just saying. I'm saying both these head coaches. Like I'm not saying I'm with you, Smitty. I mean, if the Falcons lose this game, this might be the last year for Raheem, right? But if McDaniel loses the game, I think he's done Sunday evening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why I call it this the get fired bowl, because whoever come out of this game with a loss, their season is their coaching is probably going to be done, whether it be immediately or at the end of the year.
Yeah, and Miami done blew that team up, so ain't nowhere in the world you should lose that game. They traded for Micah Fitzpatrick. They traded Jalen Ramsey for Micah Fitzpatrick in Pittsburgh, so they get Micah back. Then you look at Christian Wilkins being cut, Tyreek Hill going down with an injury, Jalen Waddle being on the trade block. So I mean, Miami is everywhere. So they only worry about a top 10 pick at this point. So if you go out there and being like Dez said, unprepared this week, there's no reason to keep Raheem. And when you talk about head coaches, and I thought about this, and my boy talked about it. We talked about it on the show early on the live stream. There were more coaches out there. If you want to go African American or minority or whatever you want to call it, there was a coach out there named Lovie Smith that coached the Bears to the Super Bowl with Rex Grossman at quarterback. But you chose to go in the direction with Raheem Morris that just because you were comfortable with him, and there were just other coaches out there that could have did a better job.
Maybe they still had his pay stub in HR, and they hadn't got rid of it yet. Maybe that was an easier way to.
Nah, I mean, even if they did have his pay stub, he let y'all know that he wasn't ready for the job. He's a hell of a defensive coordinator. I give him that. But when it comes to being the leader of men and talking to the media, he flunked that all day long. He can't tell a lie with a straight face.
I was gonna say H.O. and Smitty on this one. I don't think I'd be surprised if they got Tua listed as starting, but I'd be surprised if Tua starts Sunday. And so then you also talking about, as far as Raheem, you getting beat by the backup.
What time?
Yeah, it'd be bad.
That boy, he get beat by the backup. He just need to quit coaching altogether.
I'm just saying. Even if Tua start, I think Tua probably on a short leash, right? 1 or 2 drives. If they don't do nothing, then they gonna have
Yeah, they get blown out at halftime. Yeah, they get.
I won't even say at halftime. I'm saying if in the first 2 drives of the game, if Miami don't move the ball or not productive, I think the leash is that short.
But they got it playing because they done paid him.
I'm gonna tell you, like I told my counterpart, when the coach's job is on the line, whoever he feels going to be able to keep him a job is who's going to play. And so we seen it in New York with Dart, and we even said it here on the show. We were like, okay, they'll probably have Dart start against New Orleans. Nope. They had him start against the Giants against the Chargers because he knew he couldn't wait another week to save his job.
Yeah, he should have got. Dayball should have got fired Monday because they shouldn't have lost that game.
Yeah, to
33 points in one quarter. That's a fireable offense. Let's keep it.
But
real.
I feel like Miami is in that same scenario now. If the coach want to keep his job, even if it's just through the rest of this year, he's gonna play the guy he feels is going to be able to keep his job. Tua ain't the guy to keep his job this year, so he's gonna turn to Ewers. Whether it be,
hey, so let me tell you, I don't care if he put a stripper in the owner's booth. He losing his job. he gone. He gone.
Listen. I agree with you. I know he's gone, right? But when do you want to be gone? Do you want to finish the year, or do you want an early vacation? I feel like most coaches don't want an early vacation unless it just got that bad.
I mean, ain't no point in, it don't matter what he do. You let him coach the end of the season, it's gonna be the same result. But they may cut him, ahead of time to save money because his contract is 17 games, and if he coached 12 games, he lose 5 paychecks. So yeah. And he probably got all his guaranteed money already. So, yeah, it don't matter when you fire him. It's going to be the same result.
Yeah. Smith, I know you got to go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and get a prediction from you, and then I'm going to ask you the question of the day. Give me your prediction for Sunday.
27-17 Falcons.
Question of the day is, in each sport, name a superstar or a player that comes to mind that's disappointed that don't have a ring. NFL, NBA.
NFL got to say Barry Sanders, the best running back I ever seen. My cousin played with him in Detroit, and I watch him all the time. You talk about basketball. Basketball got to be Dominique Wilkins, man. That 1986 season where they made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, they were a couple of plays from being in the final, and I think they could have took it that year. Baseball. Baseball, one of my favorite players ever, Ken Griffey Jr. Griffey was the epitome of, a superstar back in the day. And him playing in Seattle and not moving until he got traded to Cincinnati, I feel like they should have done more to get him a ring. So those would be my 3 guys.
Okay, good deal. All right, Smith, man, we sure appreciate it. I know you got to run, but go ahead and before you go, leave everybody, tell everybody, all of my listeners, where they can find you, where they can get all of your videos that I be watching each and every week.
They can catch me every Tuesday at 8:00 for the preview show. Following every Falcons game, I give the post game. Me and my boy A1 Forever, we do a post game. Also catch me on Twitter at FatBoySlim_21. You see it on the screen right there. Not really on Facebook anymore, but sometimes people share my videos over there. But right now, I just dropped a video about Reverend McLeod and gave my thoughts on Raheem's excuse as to why he was released. And I'm about to drop another video on Micah Penix playing Sunday, and Divine Diablo possibly going on injury reserve for 4 weeks.
Good deal. All right, Samantha, man, we sure appreciate it, man. We'll see you soon. The Hawks losing right now, 30-23, if you're interested.
It's just the first game, 81 more to go. They'll get it right.
There you go. Yeah, they'll get it right. All right, bro. We appreciate it, Smitty. Good deal.
No doubt. No doubt.
All right, man. My main man, Smitty Smith.
All right, Antoine.
Yeah, man. The Falcons got some things to do, man, and they are not living up to all the hype that we had going into this season. But with that being said, baller buses and boy stop. How about we go ahead and jump into this? All right, fellas, baller buses and boy stop. Baller this week. Got to be them Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. 7-0, possibly ACC conference title game. Haynes King got to be in the running for the player of the year in the ACC, without a doubt. So I'm going with Georgia Tech as my baller for this week. Shout out to Georgia Tech. All right, Coach.
Baller goes to Dak Prescott. Dak said, hey, y'all won't be blaming me for the Cowboys struggling this year because I'm doing my thing. And he's showing he got them two dogs on out there, CeeDee Lamb and Wilson Pickens. Both of them guys, man, hey, they making things happen out there on that wideout spot. And the tight end, Jake the Snake Ferguson, catching two. And then, I mean, they like a complete offense. Defense, they got to catch up, if they're going to be successful. But I'm going to give it to Dak Prescott.
Okay. Go ahead, Dak. He was he's on one of my fantasy leagues that gave him 43 points in fantasy. So shout out to Dak Prescott.
Yeah, I don't know nothing about
all right, Mr. Famous last name. What's up, Ace? Let's go. What you got?
I got two ballers. I got two ballers. Both in the same sport. Springer from the Blue Jays hitting that 3-run dinger for them to win Game 7. And then Shohei Ohtani, 10 strikeouts, 3 home runs. I don't think we've ever seen anything like that before in baseball. One guy control, like, you've never seen a one player control a game in baseball because it seems impossible, right? But he struck out 10 and hit 3 home runs.
With that being said, let me ask you this question. Which was more impressive? Him striking out the side in the first inning or leading off his inning with a home run?
Listen, I just said, we ain't never seen none of this before. None of this. So the equivalent in football would be the quarterback also playing free safety and throwing a touchdown and catching an interception and returning it for a touchdown. Like, you know what I mean? Like that seems impossible.
Yeah, I dig what you're saying on that for sure.
I don't know what's more impressive. I think one of the hardest things to do in any sport is to hit a baseball. So he could throw it and hit it.
All right, Buster Award goes to Atlanta Falcons. They just 1 step forward, 3 steps back. They don't know whether they want to moonwalk or James Brown forward. I don't know what they're doing. So, Atlanta Falcons, y'all get my Buster Award this week for just thinking of 10 points with all the talent you have on offense. You scored 10 points.
Against a depleted defense?
Yeah, they got Fred Warner out. They just picking folks up off the practice squad saying, go get the quarterback.
When you ain't changed your offense scheme for the last 6 weeks, if you ain't changed your offensive scheme for the last 6 weeks, and I know what's coming, it's easier to defend.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say my Buster Award for that. I mean my Boy Stop Award for that. But the Atlanta Falcons get my Buster Award. All right, Coach, what you got?
The New York Giants. How in the world, in the name of Krispy Kreme donuts, you give up 33 points in 1 quarter? 1 quarter after leading 19-0. Quarter.
And they scored 13 points in that quarter too.
How in the world you let a team score 33 points and come back and beat you? Brian Dayball looked like he was on the sideline wanting to say, instead of Dayball, he wanted to say the hell and see what was going on. Like, what just happened? And then he gonna throw his hat down. Now, coach, you the one out there. I mean, you helping coach now. You gotta come with some kind of scheme to stop him. So why you throwing your hat down like it ain't your fault? You know, so I'm gonna get the New York Giants overall. Y'all are busters. Busters.
33 points in one quarter. That's impossible.
33.
Well, it was. It seems impossible.
Unheard of.
Like Asa said. All right, Mr. Asa, what you got?
I'm gonna stay in New York with Coach, the head coach for the Jets, Glenn.
Oh,
How you go for it all? How you go for it all 4th and 1? Get it? It is still don't run a play to kick a field goal or throw a Hail Mary or anything before the half. Like if you go for it all 4th and 1 and get it, that means you got two or three plays you about to run to try to score, and you don't do none of it, and you wind up going into the half with a timeout in your pocket.
Does he make it through the season if they just stay one win? If they
ain't got no wins. They ain't got no wins.
Oh, I'm sorry.
They got a goose egg. But
how long does it take for him? Does he make it through the season then?
Well, I'll tell you how long when we do our boy stop, because that's my next. He was my buster, but when I tell you who my boy stop is, I'll give you the answer.
Buster.
All right. Speaking of boy stop, my boy stop is Zach Robinson at the press conference saying that his play calling is not predictable. Because the question was, so what are you saying about your play calling being so predictable? Is there anything you would need to change or anything like that? He said, I don't see it that way. I don't think my play calling is predictable. And then San Francisco cornerback Lucas comes out and says that I already knew the play was on 4th and 1 based on the formation that they was in. So we got a head coach that lies, just like Smitty said, he can't even lie with a straight face. And then the offensive coordinator that's delusional that says that his play calling is not even predictable. This is what we're dealing with in Atlanta. Unbelievable. Go ahead.
I'm gonna take now. So I'm gonna back you up on that. I had just said when you run the same plays over and over again, somebody gonna pick up on it, right? If you go and look at, I think Bijan has 8 touchdowns this year so far in the season. I want to say 6 of them coming off the same play. So it's just he has a set of 13 or 14 plays in his holster, and once he uses them, he go back to them again. Like there is no, like you said, keeping the defense off balance or whatever. So
yeah,
if we can see it, I don't know how somebody who gets paid to play defense coordinator doesn't see it. And I don't know how when you go into the film room at the end of every game in the week and you as a head coach not saying, hey man, it's the same play we ran. Like, you know what I mean? Like what's going on? Like why are we running the same? It is what it is.
All right, Coach, what's your boy stop for the week?
Boy stop goes to Sean Payton, who said he didn't mean to disrespect Russell Wilson after he said what he said. Sean Payton, again, you on my short list of coaches that I just really don't want to be in the same room with and that I don't like. So I don't believe nothing you say anyway. You meant what you meant to say. You didn't try to hide or sugarcoat it. And he did right to call you a bounty hunter. in response. So that's why I hope Denver doesn't win nothing because Sean Payton is the coach. I'm sorry, Denver, but Sean Payton is a snake.
Ooh. Coach, you pull out the sink. You go pull out the sink on Coach Payton.
And now notice now the Shank has not made an appearance. I'm being polite. I know Ace is gonna mess it up at some point, but we until that time, we're gonna leave it alone.
Do I need to bring Miss Carletta's note back up on the screen?
That's why I'm trying to be nice. Carletta, are you still watching? Because she said no, then it could get ugly. She's still watching. Then,
All right, go ahead, Ace. Give me your boy start.
I'm gonna stay in New York. The New York Jets owner.
Yeah.
I just had his head coach as the buster, right? Like you don't mismanaging the clock, don't know how to. And this is 2 weeks in a row for him, right? As the head coach, and then you're gonna come out as the owner and run your starting quarterback under the bus, saying basically, what do you expect the head coach to do when you got a quarterback? I'm paraphrasing, but what do you expect the head coach to do when you got a quarterback who can't complete a pass? Now, I'm on record to say Justin Fields in New York is the closest. He's close enough that he can go ahead and cross the border and go play in the CFL, and I'm gonna stand by that. But you don't need your owner don't need to be out there throwing your team under the bus, right? You know what I mean? Like some things you're supposed to just kind of keep that to yourself. You might say it behind closed doors, but you don't publicly come out and rag on your quarterback.
That was pretty bad.
Especially when your head coach is making football 101 mistakes as far as handling the clock, right? So that's my boy stop for the week. The New York Jets. And to answer your question, yeah, I only think Glenn coaches this 1 year. 1 year and that's it.
Does he make it through the season?
Yeah, he makes it through the season.
Or they gonna wait after the season?
I think after the season, but it's 1 year and that's it. Unless they wind up being
1 year. And that's it.
Yeah, I mean, unless they get to double digits with losses, maybe. But I'm gonna look right now. I don't even who's the offensive coordinator in New York. Let me see. I'm gonna look that up because I don't know. Do you do any better if you make somebody the interim head coach? You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, we're gonna jump into our roundtable discussion, fellas. We're gonna talk about each division and who you got now winning the division as of today. And I'm pulling up the my NFL standings.
While you do that, HO, the Jets offensive coordinator is a guy named Tanner Ingstrad. So you might as well stay with Glenn the whole year because who is Tanner Ingstrad?
Yeah. That's pretty bad. All right, so fellas, AFC East, the Patriots in the first place, 5-2, Buffalo 4-2, Miami 1-6, Jets 0-7. Who do you have winning that division right there? As of today, who's going to take that division?
Man, listen, the Patriots might be able to win this thing. That's not who I had winning it, so I'm gonna go with Buffalo. But listen, I think it's a I can't. I had New England making the playoffs, but I didn't have them winning the division. But there's not an argument out there to tell me that they can't win it. So, but I'm gonna stick with my pick. I have Buffalo winning the East.
They New England 4-0 at home.
Mm-hmm.
You going Buffalo? All right, Coach, what you got in the division?
They actually, I can't believe that they're actually saying, or someplace they got where Josh Allen is still the number 2 person for MVP of the National Football League. I'm like, are you crazy? Josh Allen, the Falcons exploited him and turned him over, and y'all still got him up there ahead of guys like Indiana Jones and Drake May and all those guys. I'm like, come on. The Patriots have a chance to do something that, well, of course, it hadn't been done a long time, back when they used to run it. So, yeah, I could say that the Patriots could win it. I know the Jets won't. I know Miami won't. We know those two aren't even considered, so we don't even need to talk about those two.
So you going with New England then?
I still say Buffalo gonna win it, even though they struggling, but I don't count them out. I think New England got a team, but I don't know how their defense could hold up. It's playing better. I think Buffalo still is running that thing, and they're gonna make a run and gonna pull it out maybe by one game, or I don't know how long, but I think they're still gonna win it.
All right, who do you have in your division now? In the AFC North, you got Pittsburgh at 4-2, Cincinnati 3-4, Cleveland 2-5, and Baltimore 1-5.
I think if the Bears win this weekend and we do our job, I think the Steelers will win the division for the first time in a few years. I think they can win the division if they do their job. Now, mind you, nobody should have anything to say about the Steelers if they can run this 7-game gauntlet they got, and they got a heck of a gauntlet coming up. If you look at the schedule, it's going to be real tough to get through this. But if the Steelers can navigate and have a good record coming out of it, then, hey, they can win the division easily. And Baltimore, you can eliminate them at the same time.
At 1-5, does Baltimore make the playoffs?
Nope.
Okay.
Lamar
so what
back.
You back with him?
Y'all back.
Who you got in the AFC North?
Pittsburgh. Even though Cincinnati can win a couple of games with Flacco, and then they might get Burrow back. That Pittsburgh game, what it showed me was their defense is still horrendous. And so so I got Pittsburgh. I think Pittsburgh can play 500 ball the rest of the year and still win the division. Baltimore is too far back with that one loss. With just that one win, I'm sorry. And Cleveland is what they are. So Pittsburgh wins the North. 500 balls, all they got to play.
AFC South. Colts 6-1. Jacksonville 7-3, surprisingly. Houston disappointing 2-4, and Tennessee 1-6, bringing up the rear. Hey, so I'm gonna stay right there with you. Who you got winning this division?
Man, who had the Indianapolis Colts? Who?
Yeah, I agree.
Now, I am going to say something. I'm going to say this. It's going to sound morbid, right? It's going to sound morbid, but just stick with me for a second. Sometimes this is what happens. This is what Indianapolis is going through is what I perceive will happen with the Cowboys when one person is no longer in the building. and I'm not wishing, you know,
Oh,
morbid
okay.
on anybody. But what I have realized is now that one person is no longer in the building due to, you know, going on to another life, is you got football people who can make football decisions, and you got a new owner who's trying to understand what's going on, and she's allowing those people to make football decisions. And this is what it looks like when you have people who are empowered to do what you brought them in to do.
I can see that. I can see that. Coach, you want to speak on that? Who you got? Who you got in that division?
Indianapolis
Colts run
running
away.
away. Yeah, it's pretty much a done deal.
Is
Jacksonville, I
Jonathan
don't think
Taylor the
they're
best
not using
running back in
Travis
the
Hunter.
league right now?
Nope.
Is Jonathan Taylor is the best running back in the league right now?
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah.
sir.
No, who's the
I'm
best running back in the
gonna
league?
give it to Bajan. Bajan.
B. Okay,
I don't
yeah. Okay, no, you're right. You're right.
He had that bad game against the 49ers. He still can change a game at any time. Taylor can too,
Yeah,
but I say Bajan.
I give you that. I think Ho, what Taylor's doing is exactly what Daniel Jones needs, though, right? He looked good that one year when in New York when Saquon had a decent year. He looked good, and then um, this is before they winded up trading him. But then when they traded him, they didn't have a running game. What he looked like, you know, he looked like Daniel Nichols. Um, But when you got a running game, and he's a mobile quarterback too, so you get a little bit of that RPO out of him. But when you can run that rock, and you putting 7, 8, 9 men in the box to stop the run, it's easy for the quarterback. Then he got one-on-one matchups. It ain't too much for him to read. So
Yeah. All right. AFC West. And this is what Asa had already picked it, and it's looked like it's falling in that way. Denver 5-2, Chargers 4-3, Kansas City 4-3, and the Raiders 2-5. Coach, you can go first on this one. Who you got winning?
Who's quarterback for the Chiefs?
P. Holmes, Patrick
That
Mahomes.
light-skinned kid.
Yep, that's pretty much gonna do it for me. They got all the complimentary weapons back. Travis Kelce is slow as birth, but still he catch the ball, so he got enough speed out there. It's gonna be the Chiefs again.
They gonna win the division? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Asa, what you got?
Well, Coach, you're gonna be pulling that shank out on me because I'm about to act up a little bit. I'm sticking with my Chargers. That's who I picked at the beginning of the season. And then when you look at it right now, even though Denver's up a game on the Chargers, 5-2, 4-3, I think the Chargers are 3-0 in the division. So really, they're only like a half game back. I think the Chargers still win. The Chargers still win the West. Kansas City comes in 2 and gets the wild card. I think Denver got their last lucky win of the season against the Giants. If you look at the Denver's last 4 wins, 3 of them should be losses. So I think I don't think they get that.
Denver done lucked out, huh?
Man, listen, they won 13-11. The week before they was down 19 and scored 33 in one quarter in the fourth quarter. Like you doing stuff that most times that those wind up being losses than wins. And so I think they'll be in some games, but they won't get that bounce like they've been getting. They'll come back to earth. And that, like Coach said, and like Coach said, we don't like Sean Payton, so we wish him the best. Wink, wink.
NFC East, Eagles 5-2, Cowboys 3-3, Commanders 3-4, the Giants 2-5. Asa, what you got?
Eagles.
Coach?
Eagles.
Yeah, I think the Eagles will win that division as well. NFC North, Green Bay 4-1, Detroit 5-2, Bears 4-2, Minnesota 3-3. Coach, what you got?
Detroit.
Who you got? Detroit.
Yes.
I'm sorry, Green Bay 4-1-1.
That won't last. Not after this weekend.
All right.
Detroit gonna win.
So Detroit.
They done got the momentum.
All right, Asa.
Man, it's a hard one here. Chicago on a 4-game win streak. Like everybody, other than the Vikings, they at 500. But man, I will go. I guess I'm gonna have to agree with Coach. When I think about it all, it don't seem like even though I picked Green Bay to win I picked Detroit to win the North, but that was before Green Bay made the trade to get Micah. But I'm gonna stick with Detroit. I will say this: I thought them losing both their coordinators was gonna be an issue, and it don't look so. It looked like they did a good job in cross training and preparing people for that exact possibility. And the coordinators who have stepped up, and then Dan is more of a kind of a defensive guy anyway. So they haven't lost anything on the defensive end. So I'm gonna go Detroit. Detroit winning the North at this point, even though I picked Green Bay to win it. I picked Detroit to win it even before the Green Bay trade. And a lot of people probably went to.
It don't even look like Ben Johnson left where their offense.
No, like I said, listen, they dropped 50 on Chicago 2 weeks ago, didn't they? 4 weeks ago when they wound up being 0-2. Yeah, to your point, it don't look like Ben Johnson that they miss him at all.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's get to the NFC South. Well, beloved Birds in. We got Tampa at 5-2. Carolina 4-3, Atlanta comes in at 3-3, and New Orleans 1-6.
Well, one team that's not gonna win it. That's the Saints with great value Patrick Mahomes. They're not gonna win it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The funny thing is, the Falcons still got a legit chance to win this division, even though they 0-2 in it because they lost to Tampa and to Carolina. But Tampa's got a bunch of injuries now, especially with losing Evans for the rest of the season. Carolina's playing a whole lot better, but I think they still can get got. But I just don't trust the Falcons, man. I want to, but I can't. So I'm Tampa will win this. Tampa should be able to win this division.
Yeah.
They should listen.
Right. NFC doubt.
Carolina, listen. Carolina on a 3-game winning streak. Like I said, with Tampa Bay having some injuries, it's there for the taking for them too. but I think Tampa got the veterans to do it.
All right, the most interesting division in football.
Probably the
NFC
best
West. San
division.
Francisco 5-2. Seattle at 5-2. Rams at 5-2. Arizona 2-5. We got a 3-team tie for first place with the 49ers, Seattle, and the Rams. Who takes this division? Who would have thought that
Rams.
Seattle would be?
Rams. Soon they can get old Puka Nuka back.
Coach got the Rams. Yeah,
I'm gonna go.
Ain't it a trip how the Packers came the Panthers get right game? Yeah. Who you going with, Ace, for the West?
I picked the Rams to win the West to begin the season. I'm gonna stick with the Rams. I think the 49ers still got. Yeah, me and Coach on the same. Me and Coach got this relationship. We'll be all right.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord.
All right, real quick. The most surprising team in the NFL this year.
Carolina Panthers.
Okay. Coach?
Baltimore.
I say surprising, not disappointing. We'll say the disappointment.
Oh, we say
New
that one?
England.
Okay.
New England's a close second for me too, but I'm gonna go Carolina.
Asa, he asked me. You didn't catch
Well,
that.
you misunderstood the question from the get-go, so I'm helping you out. Go ahead and say New England.
Oh,
You can take it.
Yeah, well. It was all right for a minute, but golly. See, this is when those times you just have to regulate.
Yeah,
Indianapolis, that's right, Dez. Dez, that's right.
Indiana on the surprise, and then Baltimore on the negative. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I got Denver and Seattle for the surprise. Baltimore and Atlanta for the disappointment. Now I could have went Tennessee as well because Tennessee is really just.
Yeah. That's a grease fire.
My disappointment is Houston.
Yeah, Houston pretty bad too. And the Hawks down 61-55, by the way.
And it's bad for Houston because they got a top 10, top 7 defense in the league.
They do.
They gotta get the coach to start wearing some bigger shirts. No, he could, but golly, you ain't playing D'Amico with them mediums on.
Yeah, I mean Baltimore's a disappointment too. I could chalk some of that up to some injuries and whatnot, and a tough schedule. And a couple of them first 3 games could have gone either way. But I think Houston is a bigger disappointment just because of the division they in.
I can see
and the defense that they have. At worst they should be 3-3. So, but
all right, outside of the sports world, I did get a report from Maryland last week as we did domestic violence awareness. She said the number of cases of fatalities in the state of Georgia was 176 fatalities from domestic violence.
This year?
2025, yes.
You said 176?
Yes.
That's more than one a day, ain't it?
It's bad.
Is that about one a day?
Something like that. Yeah. So, but before we get into our fun bag, I wanted to make sure that I thank breast cancer awareness and domestic violence, and we'll continue to honor and pray for all those who survive either situation. You are in our SRT prayers for sure. Want to take the time to recognize the ladies that came on: Auntie Charlene, Miss Dr. Sprinkles, and Marilyn and Stephanie Lloyd came through and blessed us with some great information. And with that being said, Coach, you can go ahead and let everybody know what time it is.
I know Halloween this time of year. I know you're looking to get some of the candy and Snickers and the Reese's. But before you collect all those, try collecting some out of this SRT fun bag. Fun bag is here for you. The fun bag is
Yes,
here
sir.
for you.
All right, I can see him coming in. Here we go. SRT fun bag. First question. Make sure you put your answers in the chat so I can read them out and put them on the board. First question. Which do you prefer, 50 cent wings or $2 tacos?
Break me off of them tacos.
You going $2 tacos, Coach?
Yes, sir. All day, every day. $2
All right, Asa, what you got?
tacos.
Give me that. I mean, listen, I try to stay away from chicken, but at 50 cents a wing, give me them wings. Them wangs.
Yeah. You going flat or drum?
I like them both, but I flats. At 50 cents, I don't want to work that hard. I want to be able to one bite pull and go get to the next one.
Yeah, Dad said that was close, but he tacos for him. Now we're going with the beef taco,
Right,
chicken,
Dad.
or we're going with the shrimp. Coach,
Beef.
shrimp, tacos, beef, or chicken?
Beef.
Beef. Okay. All right, and after this, we'll do our question of the day to end the show. All right. Have you ever, as a kid, been in a bus fight, in a fight on the school bus?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
Hey, so what you doing fighting on the bus as a kid?
Listen, man. I get.
So you hadn't always been stand up, huh?
No, I've always been stand up. That's the reason why I got into some fights. I've always been stand up. You got to prove some things to me. I didn't win them all now. I'm not saying that by no means, but
not on the bus, but as soon as they got on the bus, he got busy. Coach was too busy to win the spelling bee, so that's why he wasn't. He was in the back studying his spelling bee.
No, I was focusing on some comments I was making on the bus that could manifest themselves once I got off the bus. So,
all right, here we go.
Fighting.
If you had your own club, hold on, got to get Carletta in there. Never fought before. Yeah, Carletta, she praying for folks. She ain't fighting for folks. She said never fought, so no, and the tacos for her. So she going $2
right,
tacos.
tacos. That's right.
We know the folks that got the money, giving them 50 cents.
Yeah. If you had your own clothing brand, what would you sell and what would you name it? If you had your own clothing brand, what would you be selling and what would you name it?
So true story about me. I my first couple of years in school, I took up fashion marketing, and so I was working on like a little clothing line, and it was called B-boy fashion, and I still got all the sketches and all that kind of stuff. So
So B-boy fashion would be the name. What would you be selling?
Oh, it was what was going on at that time as far as,
So this
kind of like
urban
some
wear?
urban wear, yeah.
Okay, urban wear. Some urban wear. Okay. Coach, what you got, Coach?
I think I'd go running shoes.
Running shoes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Dad say, wow, that's a good one. All right, Dad, you know I'm going to make you think, so come on with it. Carletta said, let's see. She said, all inclusive, and it will be called Wrapped in Love. Okay. That's a nice little lane.
All right. Yeah.
All right now. Congratulations, friend.
She said, that's all that.
Yeah.
She's all that.
All right, here we go. Tracy is in the building. She said, clothing for tall women, a reasonably priced. You shouldn't have to spend major money to get a couple of extra inches at the bottom. Tall and terrific fashion. Hot dang, that's what I'm talking about. Yes, we get some business. Yeah, we get some business. Get some business ideas out of him. So I would do I would call mine. I would do an athletic wear called Big Guy Fashion. Yeah. Athletic gear, gym gear, and all that. So Big Guy Fashion. No, Big Guy Fitness. I'm sorry.
There you go.
Big Guy Fitness. So all the athletic gear that you all want. All right, here's the money question. You knew it was coming, Coach.
Y'all have a nice day. Take care.
If the government, once the government opened back up, and they said we'll give you $7,500 for 5 months, do whatever you want, or we can pay all of your utilities for the year. Which one are you taking?
Repeat that one more time.
$7,500 for 5 months, or all of your utilities paid for the year. That means your cable, your power bill, your gas bill, your water bill, and your internet bill. All of those are paid for 1 year, or you can take $7,500 for 5 months. Which one are you going with?
It's 7,500 for me.
Only for 5 months, though, Coach.
That's all right. That's a good little chunk I could do something with.
Okay.
I know I'll be wrong as usual, but
Nah, you're not gonna be wrong. It just depends on where you at. Like if you in a house, it might be worth to go ahead and have them pay them 5 months of utilities, right? Because the house got the water, you got your electric, you may have gas. You know what I mean?
I only have internet electricity,
yeah.
so $7,500 for her for 5 months.
But if you're in an apartment, shoot, give me that $7,500. Because I can pay them bills out for the year, and they're gonna give me a discount. You know what I mean? If I pay out my my internet out for the year, they're gonna give me a discount for paying it up front, depending on what kind of plan you got.
Yeah,
but
that's true.
with me talking all that out, though, I think most people, I'll take the pay my utilities out front. Just take care of it, pay it all for the year.
All right, so let me repeat the question for Dez. The government gives you $7,500 a month only for 5 months, or the government to pay all of your utility bills for 1 whole year. That's the internet, Georgia Power, the gas bill, the water bill, and the internet, all for 1 year. You take that, or you can take the $7,500 for 5 months. And let me add $7,500 for 5 months here and see how much that is. It's $37,50. $37,050. They say get him to pay all the utility bills.
So you also got to figure into that too. Most likely your the cable might be tied to your cell phone bill, so you're getting your cell phone bill paid too.
Yeah, so look like you changed your mind there, but look like you trying to go with the utility bill.
Yeah. Pay my utilities for the year. You take care of my phone, internet, electricity.
All right, so we got that out the way. Next question. All right, Coach, we back with the states and the maps and the geography. Let's see how smart you are. Olympia is the capital of what state?
Ooh,
Washington.
Oh, we got the smart guys here tonight. Hey, yeah. The boy said Washington. The boy said, oh, that's easy. That's Washington. Look at them boys. Shout out to Michael Penix. All right, Coach, you've been on me about not giving you your spelling words, so I'm gonna give you one. Spell millennium.
Ooh. Oh God.
No young folks.
Millennium. MILLENNIUM. Millennium.
My man. Yes, sir. Way to go, Coach. I knew you were gonna come through. Carletta spelled it out too. There you go. Well, y'all spelling bee champs. I tell you, y'all some good folk. Last question of the night. Name something that you're tired of people saying, or name something that you're tired of hearing people say.
Yeah, I had it. Yeah, y'all doing too much. Oh gosh, I ain't need to hear that anymore. You ain't doing enough.
Oh my mom. Okay. Hey, so we didn't stump you, did we?
No. I was gonna let Coach get that one out. I can't stand in the professional world when people say under promise and over deliver. That gets on my nerves. So you're not giving me 100. You're not giving 100%. To me, it's a nice way to say you deceitful. That's what it means to me.
Yeah. All right. Dad said that part. Tracy said, "Where them fans at?" Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
we'll
here go another one. When people say instead of when somebody dies, they say sorry for your LOST. Do you realize how terrible that sounds? Instead of sorry for your LOSS loss, they said sorry for your lost. I'm like, you're lost? Huh? You're sorry for your loss. Like, come on, y'all. And they you don't have the heart to tell them, but I do sometimes. And people be giving condolences. They said sorry for your lost. You're lost. No, it's sorry for your loss.
All right, well, that's gonna do it for the fun bag, man. Thanks y'all for participating. That's what I was looking for right there. All right, question of the day. Give me your athletes in every sport that you was disappointed in that didn't get a ring. MLB, NBA, NFL. I'm going Barry Sanders. I'm going Tony Gwynn. And I'm going Patrick Ewing. No, I'll take that back. I'm going
Get off my list, Ho.
I'm going Dominique. Yeah, he played for New York. I'm going Dominique.
All right, I got two in the NBA world. Patrick Ewing's one of them, and then Allen Iverson's the other one. They both played in finals. They just didn't win them. Everybody I got played in finals except for one. Played in a championship game, but just didn't win it. So Patrick Ewing and Allen Iverson in the NBA. In the NFL, Dan Marino, I got three in the NFL. Dan Marino, Larry Fitzgerald, and Randy Moss. And then Major League Baseball, I got one guy that played in the World Series, didn't win. I got another guy that did. So I'm gonna go Dale Murphy, hometown. I don't think Dale Murphy. I think Dale Murphy made it to the postseason one time in his career, maybe twice. And then Tony Gwynn. I'm with you. Tony Gwynn made a World Series with San Diego, but they didn't win it.
Yeah. And Ken Griffey and Bonds. I mean, ain't that something?
Yeah, that's crazy about Bonds, right? But Bonds did make a World Series, but you would have thought I thought Bonds had won a World Series, but all those great teams with the Pittsburgh Pirates, they couldn't beat the Braves. And then and then in San Fran, who did he lose to in the World Series in San Fran? Was it the Oakland Athletics? Was he there when they were going back and forth?
Yeah, I can't remember at this point, but
was it that? No.
Bonds or Griffey don't have a ring. That's amazing.
I know Griffey because Griffey was stuck out there in Seattle on purpose. And but you'd have thought Bonds would have had a couple in his bag, as great as he was.
I agree. Coach, what you got, Coach?
Barry Sanders, Ken Griffey Jr., and my dog Russell Westbrook. It ain't over yet, but I doubt if he win anything with Sacramento. So,
yeah, I feel like if you that guy, right, you should have at least made it to one championship round. You know what I mean? To one championship, whatever it might be, game, series, whatever. Don't mean you have to win it, but you should make it.
Out of all the players we named tonight, who is the most talented player that never won the ring, regardless of sports?
Dan Marino.
Ken Griffey Jr.
Dan Marino.
Bonds. I think Bonds was a better player. Griffey had the most. Dan Fouts didn't win one either.
Nope. He made it to an AFC championship game, but he never made it to the Super Bowl.
And Warren Moon. Man, it's a bunch of them in the NFL.
Yep, Warren Moon had that one year they gave up that game against Buffalo. That might have been a championship team.
For sure. All right, man. With that being said, when you hear the music, you know what time it is. It is time for SRT to sign off. Thank everybody for tuning in once again. Shout out to Breast Cancer, Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Also, this is also Alzheimer's Month as well. Dementia and Alzheimer's. So anybody who's suffering or dealing with that kind of situation, I know Tracy personally is dealing with some similar situations to that matter. So prayers up for her and the situation that she's dealing with. Man, great show, man. Thanks again for Coach Asa for coming through, doing your thing, man. We surely appreciate it. Thanks for all the tenants, our loyal listeners for banging it in and making it happen. Shout out to the Hawks for opening their season with possibly a tie game right now. No, they're down by 3, so we'll see. Hopefully they have a great season.
They're going to have a good season.
Yeah, the NBA season is back. That's basically what I'm trying to say. But with that being said, man, this is SRT, man, and we really appreciate it. Go ahead, fellas. Give me your shout out. Go ahead, Ace.
One time, to you, HO, Coach, SRT family. Always have a good time when I'm on the show. Appreciate the love. Good time, good laugh. And then check me out on Mondays, sometimes Tuesday, but definitely on Mondays. Just go to DNA Sports Talk on all social media and you will find the link to the show.
There it is. Coach, give me some.
Shout out to H.O., Asa, we have all our listeners, all our people who ride with us, Hancock D. Will, Antoine, Jerome Smith, Bob, everybody, holler at y'all. Shout out to the Red and Rail Sports Show, Saturdays, 10:30 until they run out of fade. Everybody, again, who listens, the ladies who own, good luck to what you all are doing. And that's all, folks.
There it is. With that being said, man, this is H.O. from Bankhead. R.I.P. Moms and Pops. R.I.P. BC. For Hancock, Coach, Asa, D-Will, Bob, Smitty Smith, and everybody who tunes in each and every week. It's your main man, H.O. And we gonna holler at y'all next week. This is SRT and we out. Peace.